let me give you a really simple formula for how to use Reels really, really well. Welcome to the Aesthetics Mastery Show. My name's Miranda Pierce.
And my name's Dr. Tim Pierce.
We are flipping the switch today because we are doing a show all about marketing, specifically how to make the most of the gold rush going on at the moment with Instagram Reels and how you as aesthetic clinicians can use Instagram Reels to get you some more juicy customers.
So give us a like before you keep watching. If you have some faith that you're going to learn something from us today, I can promise that you will, because Miranda is the driving force behind some of our amazing growth over the last 18 months. She's been working on marketing on my page. You can see my Instagram has grown from 5 to 35,000 in just 18 months with Miranda driving that project. So we're going to share some really top tips on here. We'd love to know if you guys would like to know more about marketing on this channel. But today we're talking about Instagram Reels, hot topic. There's a big opportunity when new things happen on social media. Miranda, tell us about it.
So Reels, what are they? They are short form video that can be found on the Instagram app that allow you to create up to 30-second little informal videos. And to be honest, it's a massive ripoff of TikTok because Instagram is really, really good at finding what's working well in other platforms and basically ripping it off. So it first started in 2016 when they started with Instagram Stories. That was a ripoff of Snapchat. And then more recently, we've had IGTV, which is Zuckerberg's attempt to copy YouTube. That went less well, I would suggest. And then in 2020, when the world closed down for Corona and everyone went onto TikTok and watched families dancing and having fun, then Zuckerberg got jealous and created Instagram Reels, which is a TikTok ripoff.
So we've got a new feature effectively, basically put together to make sure that Instagram has all the best features. And is there anything like special about new features that we should know about?
Yeah, so, well, when something is new on any platform, obviously the algorithm wants to push it. Because if you think about Zuckerberg is wanting all of the users of social media to come over to Instagram, or rather not to leave for TikTok, then he's going to want to make sure that those content creators who are making Reels are rewarded with lots of lovely algorithm juice. So when you make Reels, those Reels are going to be placed in front of more of your followers and the non-followers as well. So you can literally, you're just getting loads more juicy reach, and that's why it's so powerful.
So they're effectively giving you free attention to get you addicted to using the new method. So is there anything different about the nature of this feature that makes you produce a different kind of content that's good?
Yeah, so I would say that Reels is actually a step change in moving towards the general direction of travel of marketing, which is towards more authentic and less robotic kind of content creation. So if you think about TikTok and Reels, they are 30 seconds. So they're very pithy, very easy to consume. And they tend to have music over them as well, which makes them more informal. And they tend to be a little bit more choppy. So it's, a few seconds here and then you can kind of turn around and do a few. So it's naturally more engaging. It's naturally more informal. And I think that too many aesthetic clinicians, maybe some of you guys watching this here, are worried that you are going to come across as unprofessional in your marketing. So as a result, you end up being a bit of kind of cardboard cutouts, maybe a little bit robotic. Whereas Reels forces you to be that little bit more informal and therefore connect with your dream customer more.
Is there anything about it that makes it kind of help people get over things like afraid of talking to a camera?
Yeah, it's a good point actually, because you don't have to talk to the camera at all. It can be a really good in if people are worried about videoing themselves. So I'll come on in a sec to give you a formula, basically a really simple formula that you can use in your Reels that doesn't require you to talk at all.
Yeah, I think it's really helpful. I think a lot of clinicians hate that initial. I know I certainly did. You can even see some of my old videos, super nervous in front of a camera. And anything that enables you to start producing video that isn't, long monologues of you attempting to talk to your clients, but you're actually connecting as a human will be really good.
Yeah. And don't forget as well that the users of social media generally, they are more expecting of this more informal nature of marketing now. So when Instagram started, it was known for being a place of perfection. So when I started on Instagram in 2016, I used to put up beautiful pictures of sunsets and, beautiful pictures of the children that you took that were really professional. And that's what I thought was required of me in Instagram. And now the game has changed so much. It's all about being authentic and real, because the more real you can be, the more trustworthy you are with your audience. And that's the key to any marketing. Because if you think that marketing is about getting yourself out there and inviting your customer to slide into your DMs and book in with you, well, you can't do that unless they trust you, and they can't trust you if you are being robotic and a cardboard cutout and not your authentic self, because they think, something fishy going on here. Yeah, so one of the things I absolutely love about Reels is if you ever worry about what to post on your marketing, so you think, oh my God, I just don't know what to post today. Oh, what shall I post? All you have to do is go back into an old post that you've done. So it could be about, for example, I'm going to give you an example around, does lip filler hurt? So if you've ever done a feed post about that, you can literally reproduce it as a reel, and you've immediately got a content idea. So you never have to worry about content ideas again. You can just rip off all your old ideas. But because they're in this lovely new format, then it appeals to your dream customer, to your audience, as something new.
Tell me a little bit about how the audience is receiving Reels. Where do you actually see them on Instagram, and are they finding them and engaging with them?
So there is a special place in Instagram that you can click on and just see Reels. But the wonderful thing about Reels is that they are being placed onto your feed. So not only are you creating them within the Reels section, but they come through to your feed. So you get a real big bang for your buck. So you see they're being found in multiple places. And secondly, they are seen in your audience members' feeds as well. So they literally can just be scrolling through their feed, and your reel is more likely to pop up because the algorithm puts the extra juice behind it. And likewise, when they do see your reel popping up on their feed, they're more likely to click on it because they know it's just some pithy 15-second video. It doesn't feel like a risk. When you click on a live, or when you click on an IGTV that's 7 minutes long, it feels like a bit of, yourself, you kind of think, oh, should I, shouldn't I? It feels like a commitment. Whereas with Reels, you can just click on and you're so much more likely to engage with it as well, because it's so fun. That I've seen a massively higher amount of engagement on Reels because your dream customer, your audience, feel kind of compelled to say, oh, I love that, babe, or whatever. They really love it. It's so fun, engaging, and just everything about it is more and more algorithm juice.
So give our audience some clues and some tips. How should they be using these Reels really well?
Okay, so I know that when something is new in the marketing sphere, or indeed any area of life, it can feel a little bit like, oh God, how do I use them? What's the easiest way in? So let me give you a really simple formula for how to use Reels really, really well. The first thing you're going to need to do is identify a limiting belief that your dream customers, your audience, have about your treatments. So the definition of a limiting belief is, I can't book in because X, Y, Z. So for example, if they want to get their lips done, but they worry that it's going to hurt, the limiting belief is, I can't book in because lip fillers hurt. So now we know what the piece of content, what the reel is going to be about. The next thing we need to do is identify 3 truths about that limiting belief. So if I said to you, if I came to you and says, well, I don't want to get my, oh no, it'll hurt too much. What are 3 things that you would say to reassure me?
Well, if someone's never had a treatment before, the first thing I know from experience is that although that's technically true, most people cope with it pretty well. Mm-hmm. So that could be one thing.
Yep.
The other one would be that there are things we can do to reduce the pain.
Yeah.
So you can apply Alamex cream
yeah.
or lidocaine cream. You can use a dental block in some cases, although I don't often do that. And I can use different techniques that are less likely to hurt.
So you are, you're known for being gentle anyway, aren't you? So we've got 3 truths. We've got, it's not as bad as what you might imagine. When you first go into something new, it's like, oh God, and you imagine some massive needle. So it's not as bad as what you might imagine. We can use numbing cream, and I have techniques that I use that will make it gentle for you. Mm-hmm. I can think of other ones as well, like there's lidocaine in the actual filler. There's loads of truths to overcome this limiting beliefs. But we've got 3. We're going to pick 3.
So that's really beautiful, because you're creating content specifically around what your audience needs to know before they take the step forward. I think
Exactly.
that's obviously clearly going to move people closer to booking in.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a fun little, it just feels like a little snippet of information for them they can just consume in their own time. And it's not pushy and it's lovely. So the dream customer's limiting belief. You've got 3 truths. Now, all you need to do, go into the Instagram app, swipe right, choose Reels, then choose a song. Don't overthink this. Anything will do. But if you've got a specific song in mind, I don't know what it would be about lip filler, but fine if you want to, but just use anything. And then film yourself. It's as simple as this, pointing in 4 different places. So you just literally press the big pink button in the middle, and you could do that with your left hand. So press the button, you've got your phone in your hand, and then go point, maybe smile, up. Leave it a couple seconds because you're going to put some text over that and you need them to be able to read it. Then you can point like this, then point down, and then point a 4th place up again. It's very simple. Then what you need to do in the top right-hand corner of the reel is click on the text symbol and type in the question, first of all, that you're going to answer. So it would be something like, does lip filler hurt? Simple. Does lip filler hurt? Once you've typed that out, set the duration of that text. Because if you think about it, we have pointed up just for a couple of seconds. We only want the text, which is going to be, does lip filler hurt, to be there for a couple of seconds. So people sometimes get a bit overwhelmed by this, but it's really easy. There's a little ruler that comes up. Just tweak it and set it so that it's only there for the couple of seconds, the first text. Then do the same, but for the 3 truths. So first text is, does lip filler hurt? Second text field is, it was the one about, I use a numbing cream. Then set the duration of that text. The second truth is, I have lots of gentle techniques. I mean, you've got to not have too many words, but I use gentle techniques so that it hurts less. And then the third truth, and keep going like that. And that's basically your reel. Mm-hmm. Now,
I've got an idea.
Of course.
I really think everyone watching this would be amazing if you just do that exact piece of content, because all your clients need to know, and tag Miranda Pierce Mindset. It would be really cool to see how many people actually do that and see how different, even though it's the same idea, you'll all do it slightly differently. That might be quite fun.
I'll link below in the description to my Instagram, but I'm at Miranda Pierce Mindset. So once you've done, you've pointed 4 times, you've got the question and then the 3 truths. It's really important to do what's called in marketing speak a CTA, call to action. So what I've done is I found this to work massively, is just in the final few moments, you don't have to point, but just put a little call to action to get your dream customers to engage. So you can say, like if this helped, or save for future reference, or drop me a DM to book. Whatever it is, do a little call to action, because don't forget, human beings don't do things unless you ask them to do it. So just drop that at the end. So that will be your 5th piece of text. It's not essential, but it massively helps.
Yeah. There's a really good marketing tip I always stuck in my mind, which is don't make them think.
Yeah.
So you literally tell them exactly the thing you'd like them to do, because although it might seem obvious to you, it just saves them the effort of having to think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a whole book called Don't Make Them Think, and you don't need to read it. Just read the title.
Well, that's everything done for you.
Okay, so any other tips for actually optimizing, getting the best out of these reels?
Yeah, so as with all marketing, there are always things that you can do afterwards to make sure that you get the most amount of reach on this lovely piece of content that you've crafted. So the number one thing is send it to your stories. Really, really simple. But literally, after you've made the reel, there's a little aeroplane symbol underneath it. Send it up to your stories, and then you can put the sticker on your stories called New Reel. So just search New Reel in the sticker symbol, and then make that sticker quite big so that it covers up your reel when it's on your stories. And then it causes intrigue, because people think, oh, they've got a new reel. Oh, let's click on it. So that's, especially as reels are quite new in themselves. Whenever I see someone promoting their reel on their stories, I click on it because I want to see what they've been up to. So that's a nice little tip.
So there must be some ways to go wrong with the reels as well. What are the common mistakes people make?
Yeah, so a couple of things that I've noticed. Reels they're quite long and thin. So they are the shape of your mobile phone. And whereas when reels are brought through, which happens by default, to your feed, they are shorter. So they're less tall. And as a result, if you've put the text in your reel very high or very low, it will get chopped in feed. So I would suggest making sure that the text you use only goes within the sort of middle third of your reel, because then when it's on your feed, it will be seen as well. The other thing is that, interestingly, and this is something that I have to declare to you guys, I actually don't have the Reels function within my Instagram. Some people don't have it. Tim's got it. But I have been still smashing Reels. And the way I've been doing it is I create them in TikTok. It's a little bit of a hack. TikTok is much of a muchness. It's all the same thing. And they have a bit more of a selection of music. But if you are going to bring your TikToks across to your Instagrams, which is my sole reason for creating, I want Reels, basically. I don't particularly care about growing my TikTok audience, but I've been doing them in TikTok and bringing them across. Don't just download them to your phone and pull them across from TikTok, because it will bring the TikTok logo with it. And Instagram have been explicit that they will put it in front of fewer people if they see the TikTok logo. Because, for obvious reasons, they don't want you using TikTok. So you can put it through a TikTok download app. Just go on your Play Store and just type in TikTok downloader, and then you can grab it there and it comes across without the logo. So that's a little tip.
Good tip. So how are we actually shooting these? Do I need to get a tripod and some lighting set up and sit at my desk, or what would you suggest?
You can do that if you want, but I'm always very, very keen that when people start anything new in marketing or in business, they take baby steps. To be honest, I've just been doing them in my study with natural lighting or just night light, doesn't really matter. But one thing I would recommend is that when you hold up your phone and you press the pink button for your first clip, because of course within Reels you can do multiple little clips, it is helpful to be able to do one shot like that lasts a few seconds, and then kind of turn around and do the other clip like that. You don't have to, but the reason that works well with Reels is because they are so pithy and kind of easy to consume. It just keeps it fresh and it keeps your audience's attention going for longer.
Well, that was really interesting. I can't wait to try out Reels on my phone. I've actually never done a Reel, even though I live with an expert on them. It's just pure laziness. But I'm going to do one. I'm going to tag Miranda Pierce Mindset in my Reel, and it would be great. It would be really good fun if anyone who watches us does the same thing. You can tag us both. I'm Dr. Tim Pierce at Dr. Tim Pierce, and Miranda is at Miranda Pierce Mindset. And let's see what you guys come up with, and hopefully you find that really interesting.
Have fun with them. Don't make it into a big deal. It's just a really, really good use of your time at the moment. If you have, the belief that you haven't got enough time to do marketing, then this is a really good way to use your time, because you're going to get the most bang for your buck. And way more people are going to see this reel than might see a graphic you created on Canva or an app like that. They're so much more engaging. So have fun with them. And if you enjoyed this show and you would like more bits of content like this around marketing and how to get more clients in your clinic, then please do drop us a comment below, and please do click the link below in the description, because I am creating at the moment a marketing e-learning course literally designed specifically for aesthetic clinicians and how to smash it on your Instagram. So pop your name in the waiting list in the link below, and I'll see you in a couple of months when that goes live.
I have to say, Miranda has been working day and night to do this course, and she's been studying clinicians. She interviewed Dr. Subio. We pull all that stuff together. It's years of experience, because we've been helping clinicians now for nearly 10 years, and there's going to be an absolute game changer. So I really hope you'll join that waiting list.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Bye.